Welcome back everyone to Welstopia. I have finished the working portion of this storage facility. Entry over here, going all the way across. After the fish I added, well, this is going to be for clownfish if and when I ever catch one of those things. And then we have for cobble and regular stone, and I've got 3 more items that I could filter through. And now I have 3 rows, 12 double chests for overflow with all the hoppers that are needed back there. Good. Now there's only one thing missing in all this. A stream feeding into it. Yes, we do have this stream here, which is starting the whole thing. Unfortunately, of course, this is currently not finished. So therefore we must go above and finish that off. First thing I want to feed into it for this is this thing, my iron farm, which currently has 4 stacks of iron. And yeah, it looked like the first golem of the day since I resumed here. Now, this is where we've got our hoppers, and I've got to go down and feed into that. I think I can. Well, I don't think I'm quite deep enough there, but that's what shovels are for. Though I'm not too sure about the idea of having a what is this? Efficiency 4 shovel. I think that's a bit overkill for what I usually do with shovels. I'll have to keep that in mind in the future. But where is my dirt? Ah, here it is. Alright, so I want to fill that in right there. And now we could put in our hoppers. 2, 3. Now, I don't want the hoppers to be super visible. So what I'm going to do is to build a little trench here. Right, and this is the first layer. Second layer, though, is where I'm going to be needing to put these. And dirt, dirt, dirt. I think just a little bit more. I got to be careful here. I don't want to break anything that's actually needed for the farm. Alright, now let's get this. Well, actually, I probably more likely want to go do it in this direction. So this way I can make sure that everything gets put on there in the right direction. Right. Well then, I'm obviously going to have to make some more hoppers. I think I figured out why I never did a build like this before. Because I never had enough iron to do this before. And, oh, this is going to be a real pain. Alright, let's see, can I do it? Can I get around here? Yeah. I need to do this without... Yeah, here we go. Like that. There we go. There we go. Now I've got my hoppers. The way it is getting nighttime. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back and... my hopper is slowly grabbing all the stuff that's in there. So therefore, it should be making its way to its new home below. And while it does this, I can fill this in. Alright. Oh. not on top of the poppy. There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go. Now, no one would be the wiser. But I am going to need to see that point for a while. Alright, that's the first place that's in there. Now, for the sugar. Now, with the sugar, we are already one below. So we're going to have to feed that in slightly differently. But I think that should be easy enough to take care of that. So let's... oops! Sorry about that. Yeah. I have a really thin crust over here. That's what I got to say about that. Alright, now... oh yeah, now this I no longer need since I'm going to be... oh! Ha! No! No! That is not the marker, that's the pillar! Alright, well... let's take care of this. And I want to go from here... actually, we need to go from under here. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Well, obviously, not under the pillar. That would be silly. Alright, and here, I want to go all the way from here. Now, what do I got in here right now? A bunch of sugar cane. That's what I've got in there right now. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Certainly don't want it facing that direction. What I want to do is to feed it in this way. And... well... oh, yes, of course. I want to feed it this way. Like this. Like this. And go all the way like this. With a bunch more hoppers. Let me fill this in. And grab some more hoppers. Many more hoppers. And we can finish this up. Actually, all of my iron is currently in the system, making its way down here. So let's see if it found its way to the bottom. Yes, it did. It looks like. So let me grab some more of this, so that I can make my. Oh yeah, there's the dirt that I dropped in there. So that made it all the way through. So. Let me get some chests. Second set. There we go. And now some iron. And some more iron. And there we go. Good. Now we can head back upstairs and place these hoppers. It's always this last one that gets to be the toughest. But I think we can get around that. Good. And we got only 6 hoppers left. Boy, I am going through a great number of hoppers. But there we are. And that's slowly making its way through the system. So let's... oh, nope. At least if I lose the dirt, I know where I can find it, down at the bottom of the storage system. That's one advantage of building something like this. At least you know where things are going to be going. Alright, there you go, there you go. Down. Actually, this one we still want to be known so that we could figure out where to put things. Alright, that is done. That is moving along. And now, for this. Now, this particular one, I'm going to have to redo how this water is flowing, because right now I've got one here and one way down at the other end, and I actually want a single chest which is receiving both of them, dropping it into there, so I don't have to worry about trying to have a hopper system all the way here, because a hopper system all the way across there, I think, will be a little bit on the expensive side. So let's see if I can... Well, actually, let me build this first. So I'll build a trench up to here, get the pumpkins at least moved, then I could worry about redirecting how the melons go. But it looks like the sun is going to intervene first. We now have our trench over there, so let's see if I manage to make enough hoppers this time. I am going through iron. I'm wondering if I'm going to get this done before I run out of iron. I would never have thought of that before starting this, but this project takes huge amounts of iron. And how am I coming along? Alright, I am. I think I'm going to make it. Let's see, put this one here, this one here, this one here, and pumpkins are starting to drop out. Alright, good. So let's get that into there, and we could start filling this in for our third round. But we still have to... Oh, that's right. We are not going to have to worry about the melons for this particular point, because we are going to use a water stream for the melons to get them over. But what we do have to worry about is the fishing farm. And I don't think there is any way in the world we are going to manage to do that one today. So therefore, let me instead try to tackle this thing. Now I suspect that this is a disaster waiting to happen, so see how I'm right around that. Let's see, what I want to do is to... Alright, that at least averts that little problem. Now if I do this, okay, well that at least I was expecting. Okay, that stops that. Now, the question is, what happens when I move the water across? Let's see, because I guess I just need to get rid of this hopper. Bring this dirt here. Okay. Now the question is, if any melons that go on there actually operate go across properly. So let's see. Let's put... Oh, not dirt. I want granite there. All right. Granite. And we want... Okay, granite there. That's right. So the question is, will anything dropped in this water actually go all the way across, or does it get stopped? The best way I can think of experimenting with this will be to throw some items into our water stream here and see where they go. Okay, I'm obviously going to have to get some ice, because I think that will allow it to stream across. In relation to melons, I've just realized one major flaw in this, and I had dumped a few melons in there and they came out here because this is looking for melon blocks. Yes. I suppose I'm going to need one for melon slices also. Or should I make this melon slices, since the farm itself is not going to be producing melon blocks. I just created those in order to save space. So therefore... Oh, right here. Take this out. Stick that in its place. Oh. And now I must put regular melons in there. I went over to the marketplace and purchased some packed ice, and hopefully that will do the job and help to speed things up a bit. Well, of course, it's going to be real fun getting back into place after placing it, but that's another matter. Alright, so now that that's done, let's go and test this. Let's throw some melons into here first. Well, of course, I happened to start that experiment at the exact same time that the thing went off, but I saw those melons fly across. Yeah, oh yeah, they go across. I think that will work. Good. And if I recall correctly, packed ice doesn't have a tendency to melt on you like regular ice might. So hopefully I understood that properly. Good. Now I do have this to worry about. Yeah. Well, I'll worry about that later. But for now, this is receiving both of them. It's shipping both sides out. And I think we may be done for all the items that are in this farm area. There are two things left though. First off, I had forgotten all about the output to the furnace here. And I think that should also be moved across here. But most likely I'll move the furnace itself so that it will all fit in with all of this, because I know this looks out of place being all by itself over here. And I think it'll look a lot better down there and be a lot closer then to the hoppers, so I won't need a huge hopper system in order to get over there. And of course the other place will be the fish farm, and there's no avoiding that being a long trek because I like the idea of being on the island. So therefore I should have a bit of iron in there. Some poppies, good. All those pumpkins that were sitting above are now down here, good. Well, the melons are starting to trickle in, and it's going to be a while before they get in because I've got most of my melons in a different bin already. This is almost filled up. And of course, these are going to be largely empty because we haven't started anything on them yet. And there's a piece of dirt I dropped in there. But that is it, at least for the functional part. I now have to make this a little bit less ugly. And that'll be a task for our next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.